Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zachary, and I have to talk about someone today. Someone that I gave a pass a couple of days ago, but I can't let this slide again. But before we get into that, I do have to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, athleticcases.com. Basketball, baseball, football, or soccer, no matter what the sport, you guys can now rock your favorite player on the back of your phone. Use the promo code ZACHLEE for 10% off your orders. Link is in the description box below. But now with that out the way, on the video. What we witnessed yesterday was the will of the third greatest shooting guard of all time. Dwayne Wade said, "I refuse to go down 0-2 in this series." And because of the absolute tear that he went on in the final 15 minutes of the second half, the Miami Heat didn't go down 0-2 to the Sixers. Wade scored 21 of his 28 points in the first half against Miami, helped the Heat outscore the Sixers in what was really the decisive second quarter. 34-13 in the second, outscored them 21-20 himself during that period. Great players make not even great plays, but great players do great things. That is exactly what Dwayne Wade did yesterday. And the Sixers just couldn't come all the way back from the devastation that he caused. They almost did, but never made it all the way back. So now the series is tied at 1 game apiece and headed to South Beach. And now that we got that out the way though, I said that I needed to talk about a certain player in this video after his second consecutive game of being MIA, and we do. That player is Hassan Whiteside. Has anyone seen Hassan Whiteside? If so, can you please tell him that the Miami Heat are looking for him? They are in the playoffs and they need him to show up. The first game, I gave him a bit of a pass, didn't bring up the fact that he did nothing in the Heat's loss. I don't know why I gave him a pass, but I did. Man had 2 points and 6 rebounds in only 12 minutes of play in game 1. Like I said, did nothing at all. And in game 2, somehow he was even worse. How you get worse than 2 points and 6 rebounds in 12 minutes, I don't know, but he found a way to do it. Hassan Whiteside, in the NBA playoff game with his team down 0-1 to the Sixers, had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and 4 fouls in just 15 minutes of action. See, he's lucky that the Miami Heat won this game, or else I would have gotten in on him even harder, but we're still gonna break this down. These are just 2 absolutely disgraceful showings from Mr. Whiteside, and I question if he is even going to get into the game at all in game 3. I'm sure he will because Embiid is planning to play, but Eric Spoelstra may just go ahead and bench Hassan Whiteside because it seems like he has given up on the team. You guys remember how Rondo gave up on the Dallas Mavericks a couple years back in the playoffs, right? Because he didn't like the way Rick Carlisle was doing things. He and the coach didn't get along. It really seems like that could be what's going on with Hassan Whiteside here. We already know that he was frustrated with the lack of playing time that he was getting during the regular season, when he came out and publicly said that he didn't even know if he was going to be on the team. He had a future with Miami after the season because he wasn't happy with the way things were going. Well, after these 2 games, there is no doubt in my mind that Hassan Whiteside will not be on the Miami Heat after this season. They're going to try and trade him. He's probably going to come out and demand a trade if he hasn't already. As for how it got like this, how their relationship deteriorated so quickly, I think a couple things could have happened. I think Hassan Whiteside either went and got himself a big head and thinks that he is sort of above the rest of the team now after his couple of breakout years, that he should be their star player. They should utilize him more on offense, use his skill set more. He learned to shoot threes over the summer. He's not being allowed to do that on the Miami Heat. He's not being allowed to shoot as many mid-range shots. He's not being allowed to shoot as much as he would like, and he's not happy that the offense isn't including him as much. Maybe that's one thing that's going on with Hassan Whiteside. It's either that or the man just flat out lost his drive. The man ain't hungry anymore. When Whiteside first broke out onto the scene with the Miami Heat a couple years back, this was a man with 1.5 feet out of the league. He was almost out of a job and he would never get another chance in the NBA after bouncing around the G League, bouncing around in other countries. He finally was in the NBA, wasn't given a shot to play, but when he did get a shot to play, he had 1.5 feet out of the league. If he didn't show up and he didn't play, he was gone. So what did he do? He had that hunger, he had that drive, he showed up and he balled out, made a name for himself almost instantly in the NBA, became a star overnight. And now look at him, he's been a starter ever since. He's been a fringe all-star for the past couple of seasons and played himself into a nice big fat contract. And now that he got that contract though, he might feel as if he made it. He doesn't need to play for his life anymore. He lost his appetite, lost his hunger, lost his drive. It can only really be one of those 2 things. You could say that the Miami Heat are playing to their matchups, and since the Philadelphia 76ers would sometimes put Ersan and Ilyasova out there at center. They didn't want Hassan Whiteside trying to guard Ilyasova on the perimeter. But I mean, if you watch the games and you see the way Whiteside was playing, it's clear that they didn't put him back into the game because he wasn't giving any effort. He wasn't out there competing. He wasn't out there trying. There's no reason that they wouldn't put him in the game even if the Sixers were playing Ersan at center if he was giving maximum effort. And I have seen some people already start comparing Hassan Whiteside to Roy Hibbert. Now, I don't think it's that extreme. Roy Hibbert was a pretty dominant big man defensively and then just fell off. But like I said, I don't think that's the case. Whiteside is still talented. I know he can still do what he's capable of doing. He's just not doing it because he's either giving up on the team or, like I said, he lost his appetite. He lost his drive. He got paid. Now he's set. But I will say this, without Hassan Whiteside playing at his best, once Joel Embiid comes back, the Miami Heat are going to have a very hard time winning this series. They're gonna need the best of Whiteside to try and slow down Joel Embiid because I think he's the only one on the Heat's roster capable of slowing down Joel Embiid. Kelly Olynyk is a great defender, but he's just gonna get overpowered by Joel Embiid. And I guess this is a good leeway into the next thing that we gotta talk about, which is the return of Joel Embiid. Now, the day before yesterday, Joel Embiid publicly came out and said that he could play either game 2 or game 3 at the absolute latest. And of course, he didn't play yesterday, so I guess the Sixers determined that he wasn't quite ready to come back. And well, Joel Embiid wasn't happy about that at all, as after the game, he posted on his Instagram story that he is tired of being babied. So he's frustrated that he has to sit on the sideline and watch his team take an L instead of being out of the court to help them. But that's a good thing though. Look, I can't personally say whether or not Joel Embiid should have played yesterday because I don't know how recovered he is. I don't know if he's ready to play. Only the Sixers team doctors know whether or not he's ready to play. Apparently Joel Embiid thinks he's ready to play, but the Sixers could have just been doing what's best for him. And you have to think about it like this. Philly had a 1-0 lead coming into this game. It wasn't a desperate enough situation for them to bring Joel Embiid back a little earlier than he might be ready for it. If they were down 0-1, it would have been a different story. He would have been playing yesterday, but up 1-0, they had that extra game where they could take and say, you know what, let's see what happens. If we win, that's phenomenal. If we lose, it's not the biggest deal because now the series is tied and it becomes best 3 out of 5. But at the same time, I can understand Joel Embiid's frustration. The guy is a real competitor. He wants to be out there helping his team in the playoffs. He has a huge drive to him, and Hassan Whiteside could use some of that very drive. The man needs to get motivated to play in the freaking playoffs. I am now starting to doubt whether or not Kawhi Leonard will be returning to the San Antonio Spurs next season. His team really needs him right now, and the man is nowhere to be found. Does anyone know where Kawhi Leonard is and what he's doing? They say he's rehabbing in New York, but no one freaking knows. And I personally feel as if there could be some type of resentment brewing from his teammates, because like I just said, no one knows what he's doing. The man has officially gone MIA. I mean, San Antonio just lost again yesterday, and even though they had the lead at halftime, you already knew that the Warriors were going to play better in the second half, and once that happened, that there would be no way for the Spurs to keep up. And that is exactly what happened. Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant started hitting their shots, and next thing you know, it's another double-digit win for the Warriors despite LaMarcus Aldridge dropping 34 points. No chance. Absolutely no chance. That is what the Spurs have without Kawhi Leonard. If they have him, maybe the series is tied at 1-1 right now, at least. But they don't, and it's looking like it's going to be a 4-0 sweep again. But back to Kawhi Leonard's disappearance. Every time Greg Popovich is asked about the situation, he just says that we need to go ask Kawhi's team about what's going on. And I would love to ask Kawhi's team what's going on. I would love for anyone to ask Kawhi's team what's going on or to hear from Kawhi himself, but the problem is we don't have access to Kawhi or his team. And yesterday, when LaMarcus Aldridge was asked about Kawhi Leonard and his situation, he simply replied by saying no comment. So I feel like he is heated. I mean, he's mad that he had to carry this team all season long. Part of the reason he went to San Antonio in the first place was to play with Kawhi Leonard. Now he's finally comfortable with the team, playing a heck of a lot closer to the OG LaMarcus Aldridge we saw back in Portland, and he's trying to carry them into the playoffs against the Warriors. And Kawhi isn't even there sitting on the bench with the team. As much of a Kawhi Leonard fan as I am, if he is really sitting out to force them to trade him, it's a dick move, to be honest, to give up on your teammates like that. I mean, you could just go to the Spurs or Popovich directly and say that you want to be traded. And if you're not traded, then after next season, when you're a free agent, you're out of there. Simple as that. That would force them to trade you. There would be better ways to go about it than abandoning your teammates. And I'm not saying that this is what Kawhi Leonard is doing. My stance on this all season has been that he really is still injured and he's just making sure that he's all good so he doesn't come back like Isaiah Thomas or something. But at this point, really, no one knows what is going on, so I'm just trying to look at this thing from all different angles. Now, I'm not trying to close my mind off to any possibilities, but that actually wraps up everything that we had to talk about today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA videos. Also, huge shout out to everyone that came out and tried my app Sports Q yesterday. It was amazing. We had over 1,000 people playing live. We almost have 5,000 downloads right now, so it's going extremely well. Can't thank you guys enough. Y'all have been awesome with the support. Anyways though, I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow, but until then, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!